Okay, who nearly killed who, part 2. Well, it's not part 2, this is actually part 1 because this happened first. Right, the Silverstone incident took place before the Monza incident, but let's have a look.
Better exit. Yeah, so Hamilton took a wide line, and that then left Max Verstappen tight onto the...
We'll bypass Max going off the track at turn 1 at Silverstone, left the track, maintained his position by going off track, but we won't talk about that. We'll talk about this bit first. Not cops. What's going on as we're going down this straight here?
The apex, and so they did touch going down the straight, and
we've got a car on the outside making an overtake. There's a black car, and he's racing against the blue car.
And then Max.
So the black car, going into the braking zone of the corner, is ahead. He's on the outside, he's ahead. So he's allowed track room on exit of this corner. Okay? That's the way it is. That's all it is. He's put himself in a position where he's trying to make an overtake. He actually made the overtake. If you drag this back a little bit, you'll see. Here it is. We'll just play this through. Or I'll do it in slow motion, actually. Let's bring the speed down to a quarter, and we'll play this through.
Straight. And
okay, Max is staying in there. He's not yielding because he's uncompromising. He's elbows out. He's argy-bargy.
And then Max.
Where's Max going? Where's he going there? Now, because obviously Max is on the inside, he's got to take a tighter line. And when you've got to take a tighter line, you've got to slow the car down more to take that tighter line. And that's why Max is now going faster and now has got himself ahead. Funny that, isn't it? Where's the apex, everybody? He's got to hit that apex. He's got to clip that apex. What's the car on the outside doing? It's a car on the outside driving across the front of the other car.
Right.
He's got to hit that apex. If he doesn't hit that apex, he kills the other guy.
Always.
Or does the car on the outside leave plenty of room for two cars to make it around that corner? And the track room that Lewis Hamilton was allowed on exit, had earned the right to on exit of that corner through being more than alongside as the overtaking car on the outside at the braking zone to that corner. What happens to that? Oh, Max doesn't leave any. Now you can see Max's line. Max has come across here and driven across there and ended up there. And we'll just drag that back. We'll look at Max's line that he takes himself across this corner. And then we'll look at the cars behind and see what normal cars go around the corner at.
On the brakes.
There's a corner there, Max.
Always.
There it is, look. So Max drives to here before he starts turning to force Lewis Hamilton all the way over here. See what that does? See what Max does there at Silverstone 2021, lap 1. But the other cars, like normal motor racing drivers, they go around the corner like that, you see. See, that's the way it works. See them going hugging the curbing as they go around there, like this car down in the bottom corner. We'll just go back and play that through so you can see it without the bar being there. Look at Max's line. Look at the cars behind.
Play on the brakes. He was always gonna brake a bit later.
Thanks for that, Martin. Max was always going to brake a bit later. Why would that be, Martin? Because Max has got to apply more braking force because he's got to be slower because he's got to take a tighter line. So why would he be braking later, Martin? Surely that's not the right way of doing it if you're the car on the inside there. But you're validating Max because that's what you're paid to do, and you're willing to accept money to suck the Dutch sausage. That's you, Martin. Well, carry on.
Then Lewis, and now look, Lewis runs wide to square the corner off and get a really good drive. Max a touch wide through the exit.
Okay, He's a touch wide through the exit. Why is that? Is he struggling for grip? Is he because it's first lap? Who knows? Who knows? Is he going faster through this corner than he does in qualifying on a zero fuel load on qualifying tyres? But on first lap of the Grand Prix, he's on a full fuel load on not the optimum tyres, and he's trying to take a faster speed through Cops than he did in qualifying, apparently. But that's not going to work. But
not where you need to be. And Lewis Hamilton right in the slipstream of that Red.
Styles in the dummy because Max tries to protect the inside line to the corner because Max likes the inside line to the corner because when Max is on the inside, Max uses all of the track to drive the other car off the track. Doesn't leave the other car track room when Max is on the inside. So Max was trying to cover that. So Lewis said no.
With less downforce on the car.
And what's going on there? Car on the inside, braking zone. And we can do this from Lewis's onboards. I've done many a video showing Lewis's onboards where he has got almost alongside. I've paused it too late here. We'll slow the speed down and we'll drag it back. Quarter speed. We'll just drag it back to where we're going to be. We'll go here. Again, a fraction late. Lewis is more than halfway alongside. What's that there? That would be the marker saying 50 metre board. Okay, if we drag it back a little bit further. There's the 50 metre board there. That would be the 100 metre board there. Lewis, halfway alongside? Yes. Attacking car, trying to make an overtake. And on the inside, has to be at least halfway alongside to be entitled to be left track room. Yes, he is. Lewis is entitled to be there. Okay, meaning he has to leave room on exit of this corner for the car, Max Verstappen, on the outside. The black car has to leave room on the outside for the blue car on exit of this corner. The blue car has to leave track room for the black car. What happens? Oh, there's a crash there before the corner. Before the corner. Who has moved into whose space? Well, it's a big track. Who's got all that space on their outside? Oh, well, that would be the blue car. What space has the car got on the inside? Well, the car on the inside is slowing their car down to an appropriate speed to try and take a tight line around that corner, which is what they clearly are doing. Okay, they've clearly slowed further than the car on the outside, because if we go back here, black car here is gaining. So the black car there, okay, is almost got itself alongside. And now, okay, because he realises there's a corner coming up, the black car is slowing down appropriately for that corner. The blue car, okay, with the yellow bits on it, can be slightly faster around the corner because it's got further to go, taking a wider sweep, enabling it to carry slightly more speed, but it's got to also pick a line to afford the other car track room. And you also need to, when you're motor racing, give yourself a bit of a safety margin, because if the car's width is, for example, 2 meters and you just leave 2 meters, well, that means that you're within a millimeter. You should be touching that car if all you leave is a 2 meter space. So give a safety margin. Give that car racing room. Give it at least another half a meter so that you do not contact it. That's the way you drive, everybody. Just because the width of 2 meters is the width of a car, you still need to leave space in between your car and their car. Play, come on.
On the car.
So Lewis?
Great straight line speed.
Let's go back a bit.
Great straight line.
Greater straight line speed. Well, we're going around a corner now, man. Right. So from being almost alongside, Max is now almost a car length ahead. Okay, the assessment of entitlement is at the braking zone of the corner. At the braking zone of the corner, them two cars have to take different lines around that corner. They then means that the speeds that they can take around that corner are different because the lines are different. They have to do different speeds, okay? Different lines. That's the way it works when driving cars, okay? You can't take a tight bend at the same speed that you can take a wide sweeping bend, okay? Try it, it'll end in tears. So Lewis has decelerated his car to try and take an appropriate speed that will enable him to take an appropriate line. What does Max do? Max carries so much extra speed, doesn't he? And then if you try and take that wide sweep with all that extra speed, Max, you're not staying on the track. So what he tried to do is cut across here so that he can take a line that would cope with that sort of speed. Oh, but you're not entitled to that line, Max, because that's somebody else's line, you see. That's the car on the inside line. You've got to leave that line free, not you dive across into it. That's the space for another car, Max. Yeah, you shouldn't be there, Max.
Right.
So you cause that collision as well, Max. Rules of engagement. The overtaking car this time is Lewis Hamilton. He was entitled. He'd met the qualifying criteria to be there. You then drove into the space his car was on before the corner. Where's the apex? Oh, is here the apex? You know, is this middle red line the apex of the corner? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Did Max hit the apex earlier in this lap? Back here, you know, this here. And let's be clear, Lewis, at this point here, can you determine, let's just go for a little bit. At that point there, can you determine whether Lewis was on course to hit this this curbing of the corner? No, you can't. You can't predict that. Okay? You can say he was on a course that would have been very close to it. The fact that this impact occurred, forcing Lewis Hamilton to take a corrective steering input to retain control of his car, which then deviated his line and took him away from that curbing, away from that side of the track. Well, that's what had to be done to react to that collision. That's not a reflection of where his car would have been had Max not have hit his car. It's quite simple.
Right.
At that point there, he ends up there, having been on a line which would have brought him closer to here had he not have had to counter steer to keep his car under control. Max Verstappen caused that. Was a collision back? Where were we? Where were we? Where were we? Where's the apex here? The point where they are unwinding their steering out of a corner. Okay? Oh, we've still got to turn his steering wheel to the left to make it around this corner. So where's the apex?
On the brake.
Okay, he's about to straighten it out now. Starting to unwind the steering angle. Oh, has he hit the apex? Has he hit the apex? Or is there a car width there? The car on the inside is still a car width away from the apex. Oh, has he nearly killed somebody by doing that? Oh, no, it's just the same guy doing the same thing over and over again, and all the commentators are validating it, isn't it? Oh, the Max Verstappen narrative. It's Max Verstappen rules, everybody. Okay, there's the two incidents. We can do it for the onboards. We've done the onboards. There are plenty of videos about that. Plenty of videos about that. That'll conclude this part. Then we're going to go through somebody else's analysis who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Anyway, that's for the next video.